Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Free Eternal Summer, aka Season 2, Episode 3. So, we haven't gotten back to more Free since we did the first two episodes of this season. A couple weeks ago now, maybe? And it's just the holidays and everything kind of messed things up with that, with the debut of the second season, so yeah. But we're back on it now. So nothing to worry about. We're here. um, so in the first two episodes, we met some new characters. Things are kind of getting started with this season. There's this new guy who came in who's friends with Reen, who doesn't really like everyone else. And there's this other new guy who's joined Reen's team and everything, who is the younger brother of the former captain of the team who had just retired from the team because he's getting ready to graduate or whatnot. The first two episodes were definitely entirely set up. It was set up meant to get things started, to introduce these new characters, to kind of show us where this is going to kind of go, at least to a degree. And that's fine. Honestly, the first couple episodes of a season should do that kind of thing. So I am perfectly okay with that. But that being said, we are just going to get right into this because why waste any time, you know? Plus, to be honest, I just had woken up. I'm still a bit tired. So I just kind of don't have much to say right now, based on this first episode, or this third episode, rather. I don't really have much to comment on going into it, and not much to talk about based on the first two. We're just going to kind of have to see where it goes before I can really get a feel for what I'm going to think going forward. I'm probably going to like it. I mean, I liked the first season, and I doubt this one's going to have, like, that big of a dip in quality. Hell, it might even be better. Some people have already said, I think someone said in the comments that this is their favorite season of Free. So, that's encouraging, but obviously it's all subjective, and it depends on how I view it personally. But I'm glad that other people love it too, because I just always like it when people love shows, or seasons of shows, or even movies, games, whatnot, so on and so forth. I just always have. I enjoy people. I enjoy seeing people be passionate about things, even if I'm not personally passionate about the same thing. So yeah. Either way, like I said, we're just gonna get this started. Hope for the best. I'll try to start getting down these new characters' names, as well as trying to remember all the returning characters' names. Um, 'Cause I know there's Green. Oh my goodness. My mind is blanking possibly more than it normally is. On the other main characters' names. Um, wow. I definitely need to get back into this. That means because it's like I've been away from Free for so long that I just really can't remember their names off the top of my head. So, we're getting into this. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so we had a Ray episode. And considering Ray is my favorite of the team, that's always a plus. And it was a really good episode too, a really important episode for Ray as a character, because we've seen throughout the first season and up to now that Ray has only been able to do the butterfly. Like, he has the right form for the other styles, the other ways of swimming, but he doesn't move in the water. He can't actually like propel himself with any other form of swimming, with any other like method. He just basically sinks. The butterfly is the only thing he's been able to actually do, and he does it well. But here we see that he's feeling inadequate. He feels that because the others had been talking about maybe switching up their styles a little bit, he felt that since he can only do the butterfly, he was just so far behind the rest of the team. And so he started in secret training with Reen. And the reason he was, as we found out, hiding it from everyone throughout the entire episode was to surprise them. He wanted to surprise them and kind of treat it almost like as like a gift for them, as thanks for everything they've done for him, which is fine and everything. But he worried them greatly, because once they started realizing he was acting weird, he was avoiding hanging out with them, especially Nagisa, who was extremely concerned about it. He was falling asleep in class and everything. The concern had started to set in, at first with Nagisa, but then he brought everyone else into it as well. And it's like, so they had to go find everything out. And there's the entire kind of misinterpretation about it, with the guy from the track and field club who had invited Ray to come back if he wanted to. And it looked like Ray was considering it at first, but we find out that no, he really wasn't. That he never planned on leaving the swim club at all, and that it was just something that was just brought up. And like I had said in the reaction, I didn't think that the guy was trying to poach him or anything. I think it was just like an open invitation. It's like, hey, if you ever do want to come back for whatever reason, you're welcome. We'll have you. Kind of that situation going on. But I like how Coach Sasabe just put the idea of in everyone's head about this being about love and everything, just because like all they heard is like, oh, he's avoiding everyone, and he was at the store looking at cakes and sweets and stuff. And it's like, so you automatically assume that he's in love and that he's meeting someone and trying to like give them gifts like cakes and stuff, which by the way is a completely fine thing to do, but you just kind of very much assume things. So they even think that for a little bit. And when they see him with the track and field guy, they think, oh, is that Ray's boyfriend? And it's like, I mean, I guess that's the only route your minds could have taken based on the direction they were already headed in. But no, that spot is reserved for Nagisa. I know, again, I know it's a safe ship, but god damn it, it's a good one. Um, but anyways, yeah, this episode really did well for his character. I mean, these were the kinds of like struggles that we've seen him like feel about before. That this isn't like a new concern for his character, but seeing that he's actually working to get past these struggles now in such a very notable way. He's working so hard. He was sacrificing his sleep, his well, just his time hanging out with his friends, which he definitely values. He was sacrificing all of that just to be able to train with Reen every day so he could get better. And he did. He legitimately got better through it. And it kind of goes into that entire idea of hard work pays off, which can, and it does oftentimes. Um, so it's like it's really showing how dedicated to this he was, how passionate about becoming more than just the butterfly stroke member of the team he was. He wanted to be able to contribute more because he felt, again, that he was falling behind the rest of the team, and he wanted to make sure that that didn't happen. He cares about them enough that he wants to make sure that he puts forth just as much effort as they do. And this is the guy who didn't want to be part of the team at first. Keep that in mind. This is the guy who was basically hounded by Nagisa to join, and only did join because of seeing Haru in the pool, because of seeing Haru's just pure skill and overwhelming freedom that he got from swimming. And of course, the beauty of his movements. So it's like this guy who didn't originally want to be part of the club at all is now the one working the hardest to make sure that he fits in with everyone else. And that's a great bit of development. It's great plot progression through this character's storyline, his personal storyline. It it feels natural in its setup too, especially here in season two. Like it feels like this was the right moment to bring it up rather than have it being too early on. So I appreciate that as well. And it works in pretty much every way. There's a couple other minor things in this episode, just very briefly. We see a little bit of Sosuke just kind of still being a dick to some degrees, but still being a friend to Rin and everything, not trying to be too harsh, but still kind of, you could tell he just does not like the Iwatobi Swim Club. And he's still really against them and against Rin helping them, as we saw. And then there's the other guy, the younger brother of the former captain, who I don't know if his name was mentioned in the episode, but if it was, I just either didn't notice or just forgot it already again. Again, I'll hopefully get them down. But he was like pawning these cookies off of off of Rin, thinking they were goes, and then he finds out by the end that they were actually made by Ray, and it's like, if you like the cookies, you like the cookies. It doesn't matter who made them. Like as I said, a good cookie is still good, no matter if it's store bought, homemade, no matter who makes it, etc. A good cookie is still good. Enjoy it. But he clearly has a major thing for Go, which I mean, I guess is fair enough. But yeah, I hope his character evolves into more than that. I don't want him to just be this kind of crazy, love struck goofball who's kind of there for just comic relief. I do want him to be more than that, and we know he can swim, so we know he has ability. And it's just at this point we want to see more of him in terms of character development, in terms of the depth of his character. And I really hope that they show that to us. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. There were some, once again, Go fawning over muscles jokes. Like you were gonna have that common stuff as a just thread throughout. Um, it was cool to see this development for Ray in the end, and I really just enjoyed this episode and how it went, especially with finding out what he was actually doing. It's just it's wonderful, and to see Reen even inspired by it, inspired by Ray taking this much initiative and showing this much passion and drive to better himself. Like even Reen getting inspired by that, it's like that's awesome. But tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode of free Season 2. And thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.